This is the L2C Media Network, and boy, I'm glad to be back to work. It's been 5 days, and we get to say it now. Live from the Fred McLeod Sports Desk in the Tom O'Neill Studios in Jackson, this is Sports Final. And after we got knocked down by the flu bug, it's to be back. And of course, as always, we are sponsored by the L2C Media Network. Now, if he's got a voice, then Luciano Pavarotti is rolling in his, well, that would be bad taste. What the hell? Enjoy, Luciano. And now, the opera stylings of our own little sportsmeister, Steve the Baxman Baxley. And it's great to have you back. Yeah, it's great. There we go. One more. There you go. Thank you. It is great to be back. It is great. And I want to thank everybody for their kindness. Yeah, I know how to do this. There we go. I want to thank everybody for their kindness, their well wishes. We're back and looking as strong as ever, I must say. I know I got to cultivate the beard and maybe get sides sheared. Do that sometime tomorrow. But we welcome you to our show of shows. And when we lost our voice, when I lost my voice, I lost everything. I couldn't even do the podcast we do with Jay and Matt because, well, let's face it, Jay does voices, Matt does voices. I do about a third of them. I do a third of the voices. And I tell you, it was scary. I will admit, I was scared. And my cat Uno and my mom Sharon were literally very concerned about me. In fact, my cat Uno kept her eye on me from the headboard of my bedroom. Yeah, she plopped right on top of the headboard and just looked at me with little sad eyes as if saying, pull through. And I mean, I almost had to go to the emergency room because I mean, I had no voice. I had a fever of a radio station on the FM dial, and my eyes were glassy, watery, you name it. I had it. So, had my 2-gallon jug with me, and also had some broth, chicken, and beef, sometimes a mix. Lost about 10 pounds. I don't know why when people get sick, you lose weight. I mean, I get sick, I get the flu, I lose about 10 pounds. I know I got to get back to exercising, and I will eventually, like next Monday. So there you go. But I am back. I'm back in the saddle. I am feeling as fit as a fiddle, or in my case, an oboe. And I've had enough of the madness. It's now, well, let's put it this way. Time to get back to work. And so we do tonight. And we do so with some pretty good sports, good sporty balls. Let's start off first with the NBA, where right now 2:56 remaining in the third quarter. It is Denver Nuggets over the Portland Trail Blazers, 90-68. That is the lone game still going on as we speak. Let's take you now to some of the final scores. And we start off with the defending NBA champion, Milwaukee, by a score of 118-99. New Orleans Pelicans over the Los Angeles Clippers, 113-99. 89. Yay. Memphis Grizzlies by 8 over the Minnesota Timberwolves, 116 to 108. Oklahoma City Thunder by 21 over the Brooklyn Nets, 130 to 109. And believe it or not, that is it for the NBA scores. Let's get over to the men's NC2A basketball scores and get you on the right track. Ba-do-ba-dee-ba-ba-ba-doo-ba. There we go. Yeah, let's get on with it. The college basketball scores, NC2A men. Get scores for tonight by way, as always, our scores sponsored in part by Caesar Sportsbook. Remember, we are all Caesars, even the Mannings are Caesars. And let's get going with some games that are still underway. Some of them with less than a minute to play. In fact, a minute 12 left to play in the game between Oregon and third-ranked UCLA. Oregon leads third-ranked UCLA 71 to 67. 5 minutes 51 seconds left in the opening half. Second-ranked Gonzaga beating up BYU 44-27. Thank you. That fast. 6:53 left to play in the first. Fifth-ranked USC down on Oregon State 28-19. Oregon State spanking USC Trojans. 7:57 left to play in the first half, and it is hi there. Ooh, I dented. Sixth-ranked Arizona over Colorado 22 to 8. Final scores, and yeah, we got some finals for you. 13th-ranked Wisconsin over 16th-ranked Ohio State 78-68. 19th-ranked Texas Tech over Oklahoma State 78-57. And DePaul beat up on 20th-ranked Seton Hall 96 to 92. Think we're done? No, offend not. We are not done. We go to the ladies. That's right. We go to the college basketball, the ladies. And wow. Oh, that reminds me. Our monologue. Quick welcome back to WLNS TV 6 new, have to say it right. A quick, belated, yet honest to godness, welcome back to 6 News WLNS Sports Director Audrey Dahlgren, back where she belongs, fronting the sports desk at 6 News WLNS. After she had a bout with, as I'm going to call it from now on, the vid. So, Audrey, welcome back. It's nice to see you back. It's nice to see, it's nice to see you're back. You're back, it's nice to see. Or words to that effect. You know, it's like, nice to see you nice. Old, Sir Brucey. I forget his last name, though. Oh, that's going to shoot me down. I forget our British friend Bruce, the late, great Brucey. Nice to see you nice. Bruce Forsyth, thank you. Somebody in the control room was helping us out. Okay, we got it. Let's go to it. Minute 48 left to play in the game. It is Oregon State over 7th-ranked Arizona, 53-51. Top of the dog, South Carolina over Texas A&M by 20, 65-45. Third-ranked Louisville over Syracuse, 84-71. Fourth-ranked North Carolina State defeated Virginia 66-43. Fifth-ranked Tennessee a 65-51 win over Vanderbilt. Sixth-ranked Indiana 72-65 winner over Nebraska. 11th-ranked Michigan beat up Old Penn State 74-57. In overtime, 12th ranked LSU over Missouri, 87-85. 15th ranked Georgia Tech over Florida State, 68-64. That is 15th ranked Georgia Tech. 16th ranked Duke, a loser to Virginia Tech, 65-54. 18th ranked BYU over St. Mary's, 78-36. Parlez-vous. 20th ranked Notre Dame over Wake Forest, 74-64. Mississippi State and 19th ranked Kentucky had to call their game off because of the vid. It's right. If you think we're done with our basketball segment, we're not. Why? Because we got the league. That's right. We got G League tonight. At least I hope we do. We haven't done G League scores for 5 days. It's a wonder. It's a wonder the G League still talks to us. Boy. Okay, we're going to get you some G League material. The voice is better. That's right. Okay, let's oops, we went a little too far. There we go. Let's get on the Thursday here. Do we have Thursday? Yes, we do. Thank you. Okay, here are the games for Thursday. We got one game that is still going on. 7 minutes, 42 seconds left to play in regulation. It's South Bay Lakers over the Rio Grande Valley Vipers, 105-96 in final scores. And elsewhere in the G League of the NBA, Iowa Wolves, 117-102 victory over the Memphis Hustle. Delaware Blue Coats over the Maine Celtics, 111-107. And the Capital City Go-Go took out the Raptors, 905, 113-104. And there you go. Happy landings on a chocolate star. There you go. That's our basketball report for now. We will have a couple basketball-related headlines for you, to which we will keep you updated upon. But right now, we go from the hardwood to the hard ice. That's right. Time now for some NHL scores, and right now to two games that are still going on as we speak, both in the second period. 7:36 remaining in the second period. New York Rangers over San Jose Sharks, 1-0. And 8:10 remaining in the second period. Penguins of Pittsburgh and the Kings of Los Angeles tied up at 1. Final final scores for you. Columbus Blue Jackets blanked the Carolina Hurricanes by a score of 6-0. The Molson Cup 3 stars. Mertz Lickens for Columbus, 31 saves. Chinnikov for Columbus, 2 goals. And Roslovic for Columbus, 1 goal, 1 assist. More final scores. We got them. Boston Bruins, 3. Philadelphia Flyers, 2. Pasternak for Boston, 3 goals. Rask for Boston, 25 saves. And Atkinson for Philadelphia, 1 goal, 1 assist. The two-time defending Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning beat up on the Vancouver Canucks 4-2. Vasilevsky for Tampa Bay, 24 saves. Cernak for Tampa Bay, 1 assist. And Stamkos for Tampa Bay, 1 goal. Yay, yay. Meanwhile, let's rock and roll some more. New York Islanders over the New Jersey. Let's try that again. New York Islanders over the New Jersey Devils, 3-2. Pelech for the Islanders, 1 goal. Bailey for the Islanders, a goal and an assist. And Praise the Islander for 2 assists. Winnipeg Jets blanked the Detroit Red Wings, and they were on such a tear. 3-0 final score. Kopp for Winnipeg, 2 goals. Hellebuyck for Winnipeg, 33 saves. And Connor for Winnipeg, a goal and an assist. Buffalo Sabres over to the Nashville Predators, 4-1. Skinner for Buffalo, 2 goals. Duchesne, our dear Mr. Duchesne. Or Nashville's dear Mr. Duchesne, 1 goal for Nashville. Dell for Buffalo, 29 saves. We go on. St. Louis Blues beating up on the Seattle Kraken 2-1. Husso for St. Louis, 31 saves. Thomas for St. Louis, 1 goal. And Bukovic for St. Louis, 1 goal. In overtime, the Linda Steel Chicago Blackhawks beat the Canadiens du Montreal 3-2 in overtime. Khrushchev for Chicago, 1 goal. Fleury for Chicago, 27 saves. And Kane for Chicago, 1 goal. Ottawa Senators beat the Calgary Flames 4-1. Paul for Ottawa, 2 goals. Brown for Ottawa, a goal and an assist. And Murray for Ottawa, 27 big old-fashioned saves. And we continue on because why? Because we don't have commercials yet. We got to wait till we're monetized and have a lot of people watching us before we can collect 1 thin kopeck. That means 1 thin dime or make anything. Let's take you to the NCAA hockey scores for today, if there were any, and I do believe there may have been some. But we'll find out, won't we? Okay, for the men, there were no games scheduled. This is exciting, fun, and mostly, thank you. Let's go to the ladies, and 1 game in the Hockey East was postponed, and that was Vermont and Holy Cross. There you go. All the rest, they had none. So that was the only game, not only that was played, but was postponed. Let's get you now from the college, right straight to minors. Let's go to the AHL, the American Hockey League. And we get you over to the scores, if there were any for tonight's game, tonight's action. And there were no games tonight. There will be games Friday, I do believe. Will there be games Friday? Yeah, there's going to be games Friday. Thank you, boys. All right. That is Zus for Zus. So now we go from the AHL to the Ontario Hockey League. See if they can give us something to bite on here. And yes, we had 6 games. We had 6 games. Yes, we had 6 games. Okay, some games postponed. Barrie and Niagara, Mississauga, and North Bay were postponed. Flint over Erie 6-3. Sudbury over Peterborough 3-1. And 2 other games postponed: London and Saginaw, and Guelph and Windsor. Boy, you get sick for 5 days, your brain comes back, you're okay, but the brain and the mouth just don't work right. All right. Let's get to the minor league hockey games. Yes, we're going to go to minor league and hopefully, yes, thank you. Let's go to the ECHL. Here we go, kids. Babaloo time. Yeah, that's right. It's time for us to see if we got any scores from the ECHL, which is the East Coast Hockey League. And the All-Star game is Monday the 17th. So that'll be facing the ECHL All-Stars, taking on the Jacksonville All-Stars. No, we're not talking the AEW wrestlers. Wish we did, but we weren't. So that is that for the ECHL. Hey, Dandelion, how are you? I made it through the Rona. I'm lucky I just had the flu. Okay, we're doing some hockey, and I'm going to make you feel at home. There you go. Hockey Night in Canada theme done on kazoo and sound effect. And let's get going with some more scores. We go to the spiel. Woot for hockey. Damn right we woot. We go wah-woot and yah-woot. Okay, let's see if we got any scores from, as we like to call it, the Southern Professional Hockey League, or the Spiel. And let's see. Yeah, we got some scores here. Only one score, because there was only one game played tonight. Making mayhem over. Yeah, there's a good title. We're making whoopee on the making mayhem. We're making mayhem, but no longer making whoopee. Anyway. Mayhem over the Birmingham Bulls, 6-1. There you go, right there. There is the lone game. Yep, the Lone Ranger. There you go. Anyway, let's keep this going. We got one more league to purse up, and that is the Federal Prospects Hockey League, or as we like to call it, the FIPL. Why are we calling it the FIPL? Because that's what it spells. FIPL. FIPL. FPHL. FIPL. We're simple folk. We are simple folk. Yeah. Okay, only one game on this delectable Thursday. It was Watertown 5, Danbury 3. There you go, right there. Woot. And yeah, that's that for hockey. Wow. We are moving on like spam. Like spam through the hourglass. If you ever try to put spam through an hourglass, good luck. Anyway, let's get you some headlines. Before we do the headlines, let's do something we haven't been able to do for 5 days. That's right, folks. We have to do this. Let's take you to the love. That's right. Let's take you to the love that we have for hockey as we take you to the standings. That's right. We go standings. Yes, friends. And the standings. And we're getting the standings up right now as we speak. Yep, as we speak. Let's take a look at the divisions. And here we go, kiddies. In the Eastern Conference, the Metropolitan Division, the Big Eight are, and we'll go bottom up. Number 8 with 28 points. It is the New York Islanders. Number 7 with 33 points. New Jersey Devils, number 6 with 33 points. Philadelphia Flyers, number 5 with 35 points. Columbus Blue Jackets, almost said Yellow Jackets. 4th place, Pittsburgh, 47 points. 3rd place, Washington, 49. 2nd place, Rangers, 50. And the the Bow Wow, top dog for the Metropolitan Division of the Eastern Conference, Carolina Hurricane, also with 50 points. But, oh, hi there. But, as they say, they have a better one-loss and overtime thing. They have a better record, 24-8-2 for Carolina, 23-10-4 for La Rangers. Okay, let's go to the top 8 in the Atlantic Division. And it's going to look good. Montreal in the 8th spot, 19 points. Ottawa in the 7th spot, 22. Buffalo in 6th with 28. Detroit in 5th with 37. Boston in 4th with 41. Toronto in 3rd with 49. Florida in 2nd with 53. And in the top dog ski, that's right, Tampa Bay, 55. And we got a bot. So let's see. Let's report this little fella. Let's report the little fella. and just go bye-bye on the report. Thank you and shalom. There you go. We got rid of the bot, folks. We're doing good on our bot taking outs. What's worse, didn't even ask for dinner. Anyway, okay, let's go to the Western Conference, the Central Division. Arizona in 8th with 19. Chicago with 7 with 33. Dallas in 6th with 38. Winnipeg in 5th with 39. Minnesota in 4th with 44. Colorado in 3rd with 47. St. Louis in 2nd with 49. And Nashville top dog by 1 point with 50. And Dandelion Fluff says, if I had a wrench, I would smite bots. Smite them with the power of the hockey stick. Speaking of which, let's take you to the Pacific Division. Seattle, new team. They're still in the bottom with 24. That means they're in 8th place. 7th place, Vancouver with 35. 6th place, Edmonton with 38. Calgary in 5th with 40. San Jose in 4th with 41. Los Angeles or Song Angeles. 3rd place also with 41 points. Anaheim in 2nd with 45. And Vegas top dog with 48 little points. Now, the all-encompassing wild card. So let's give you right now, as we spurk. I did hit report on the evil bot. Well, thank you, Dandelion. Love you, sweet. Love you. Okay, in the Metropolitan Division, here are your 3. In the Eastern Conference, Metropolitan Division, Carolina, New York, and Washington. In the Atlantic, it's Tampa Bay, Florida, and Toronto. And in the wild cards, oh, you're going to love this. Pittsburgh, top of the heap. Boston in 2nd. Detroit in 3rd. Columbus in 4th. And Philadelphia in 5th place. So right now, Detroit is in the running for a wild card spot. Huzzah. So there you go in the Western Conference, Central Division, Nashville, St. Louis, and Colorado. Pacific Division, Vegas, Anaheim, Los Angeles, and your wild card. Minnesota, San Jose, Calgary, Winnipeg, Dallas, and Edmonton. They're the 6 right there. So there you go. You are very much in the know with hockey. And now we do best, and that is tell you that, yes, friends, Nick Mercada, hey, we're back on, so we got to do our best for our neighbors. And that is to tell you that Nick Mercada has a good lost blaming the interwebs for you tonight. And you're probably wondering just what the heck it is. Is it another visit for Drexel? No. He's not visit with Drexel. No, Drexel no visit us. He probably show up on Friday. No, yes. So, what's Nick going to talk about tonight? That's right, folks. It is that moment that we love so much. And that is when the humble Minnesota lawyer, Nick Mercada, does his show. And tonight he has guest Ron Coleman helping him dissect the Supreme Court vax issues and more. Midnight Eastern, 11 Central. So he's on right now. So you might as well wait till we're off the air before you go right to him and enjoy the uncensoredness of one Nick Mercada. Okay, let us get to the headlines before we forget that we got to do a commentary because I got a thing or two to say about G4. All right, let's go to it. Let's get the big news. And here we go for baseball fans. For the first time since the owners locked the players out 43 days ago, Major League Baseball and its Players Association discussed core economic matters in a video meeting Thursday. It is the first substantial bargaining session since the work stoppage began. The two sides discussed non-economic matters last month, though the topics discussed Thursday will ultimately determine when the lockout ends, if it does. Major League Baseball made an economics proposal during Thursday's session, which ended around 2 p.m. Eastern, and it was not received well by the union. So says Evan Dreich of The Athletic and Jeff Pazan of ESPN. Here are some details on baseball's proposal. Raising the minimum salary and making more money available to Super 2 players, a subset of players who should be qualified for arbitration 4 times rather than the usual 3 based on their service time. That's from MLB Network's John Heyman. From Sportsnet's Ben Nicholson-Smith, draft pick bonuses for teams that do not manipulate the service time of top prospects. And per ESPN's Pazan, adjustments to the league's previously proposed draft lottery. Now, a deal was never going to be struck Thursday. This session was intended to reignite talks, and the question now is how quickly the Players Association will submit their counterproposal. It's unknown when the two sides will hold another bargaining session. Partial recap of each side's final economic proposal prior to the lockout based on multiple reports. Now, baseball's proposal, gradually raising the luxury tax threshold to $220 million by 2026. The Players Association proposed raising the luxury tax threshold to $245 million. Major League Baseball proposed a pay-for-play arbitration system and free agency for all at age 29 and a half. Players Association, free agency 5 years of service time and age 29 and a half or 6 years of service time, whichever comes first. Major League Baseball wanted to eliminate draft picks, compensation for free agents. Meanwhile, the Players Association, service time bonuses for All-Star Game selection awards, etc. Major League Baseball proposed an expanded 14-team postseason. The Players Association expanded 12-team postseason. Major League Baseball said a draft lottery for the top 3 picks. The Players Association draft lottery with a market size component. And there you go. Baseball is, of course, a $10 billion a year industry as the bot has returned. The bot returns. And if I ever find out how to give somebody a oops, we do this right. Thinking on it. Let's remove the bot. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, we removed the bot message and we report the bot. And there we go right there. So we report the bot. And there we go. Huzzah! Hey, we're doing good. All right, let's keep going. Now, as we said, baseball is a $10 billion a year industry, and how that $10 billion is distributed is at the center of the lockout. Among other things, the Players Association is seeking to put more money into the pockets of young players who make up an increasingly larger share. Fantastic. Thank you, Dandelion. Of the game's player pool. Also, the union hopes to curb anti-competitive behavior, otherwise known as tanking. So, tanks a lot. Players Association, Major League Baseball. All right, let's take you to our little reminders. And our big reminder, yes, friends, we do have a big reminder, that this Sunday, the Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers, 4:30 on CBS and the Kids Network, Nickelodeon. That the Nickelodeon one is the alternate feed. They've done it last year and they're doing it this year because of the popularity like it had last year with the slime cannons and SpongeBob SquarePants. How are you going to top SpongeBob this year? Stand by this Sunday, 4:30. There we are. Hey. All right, here we go. In the National Basketball Association, the Knicks have traded. Yes, they have. When word broke out that Cam Reddish was getting traded to the New York Knicks on Thursday, the prevailing knee-jerk reaction, and well, we do include some reporters within the group, was that Atlanta got fleeced. But I'm not sure they did. The Hawks got back Kevin Knox II, who is largely irrelevant, and a protected first-round draft pick via Charlotte that can convey no higher than 19th in 2022, 17th in 23, or 15th in 24 and 25. After that, it becomes 2 second-round picks half a decade from now. The vacuum, with Knox already regarded as a cast-off, the deal essentially becomes Reddish for a future draft pick that is going to be in the latter half of the first round or the second. Through the lens, Reddish is a pretty good bet to wind up a better player than whomever ends up filling that draft slot. In that way, the Knicks came up aces, hence the approval, knee-jerk though it may be. Knicks fans aren't used to their franchise making trades for the 22-year-old lottery picks with all-star upside. They used to trade for guys like Dennis Smith, Mo Harkless, and Enes Kanter, and Doug McDermott, and Lou Amundsen, and Quincy Acey, and Shelby's former self, Derrick Rose. Well, we'll just see how good this does. What we kids. Another bot. Take care of this one, Dandelion. And here we go. The NFL. Wow. The Colts have hoped they had solved their quarterback situation after trading for Carson Wentz last offseason. But after a tumultuous 2021 campaign that saw him miss the playoffs, his future in Indy seems in doubt just after 1 year. On Thursday, Colts GM Chris Ballard said he does not regret acquiring Wentz, but also wouldn't commit to having him for next season. The Colts traded a first and third round pick for Wentz in a deal with the Eagles last offseason and did not get the immediate returns they had hoped for. Overall, it was an up and down first season for the quarterback. There were moments where he did look something close to the MVP candidate he was in 2017. But then there was other moments where he wished he was the quarterback that Philly ultimately gave up on, particularly down the stretch. Indy lost its final 2 games of the regular season, including a disastrous road loss to the Jacksonville Jags in Week 18. All the Colts need to do to punch their ticket into playoffs was beat the Jaguars, who ended up with the worst record in the NFL and were unable to do so. A large part of that was thanks to a poor play from Wentz, who turned the football over twice in the loss. Wentz currently carries a $28.3 million cap number for the 2022 season, but the Colts could look to get out from under a chunk of that rather easily. If they were to move off him, if they cut him, they could save $13.3 million and would have a dead cap number of $15 million. Of course, they could also look to trade Wentz, but it doesn't seem likely they get the same return they paid off last season. Let's take you now to some very nice football. Boy, these bots, I swear to you. Bot. Here a bot, there a bot, everywhere a bot. Old MacDonald had a bot, so now we get rid of it. Yay. I wonder, I'll have to find out how I can give somebody a wrench. But let's right now give you some soccer scores. So botty, yes. And we're not talking the kindest of bots. Okay, in the EFL Cup, it was Liverpool and Arsenal tied at goose eggs. In the African Cup of Nations, Group A, Cameroon over Ethiopia 4-1. Burkina Faso 1-0 over Cape Verde. In the Italian Coppa Italia, Fiorentina 5-2 win over Napoli, and the Milan a 3-1 winner over Genoa. And in Portugal, Famalicão over Belenenses 1-0. And there you go. Happy landings on a chocolate star. Let's get you a little bit of a media report. And we do have one report to give you, although we can't seem to find it. But apparently, the let's see if we can find it here. There you go. Okay, let's go it that way. See if we got anything. Okay, and ooh, this is fun. This is going to be unusual. I would debut if I had a wrench. No idea how that works, so I'll have to figure that out. But our big media story is sports streaming service DAZN, D-A-Z-N, is nearing a deal to acquire Britain's BT Sport in an estimated $800 million transaction that will give it access to sought-after rights to English Premier League, UEFA Champions League matches. Four sources with the matter familiar with told Reuters the deal is expected to be reached as soon as this month after protracted negotiations that became public last fall. The sources said the transaction is yet to be finalized and could still fall apart, they added. Representatives of both BT and DAZN declined to comment, as did those for Discovery Inc., which emerged as a rival bidder in December when discussions between BT and DAZN stalled. The U.S. media company, which owns the pan-European sports network Eurosport, often formed a joint venture with BT, something telecom companies was considering as an alternative to a sale. Another source said Britain's Sunday Telegraph first reported the joint venture talks. Now, Discovery is still in discussions, though. DAZN is viewed as a leading contender at the moment, according to the two sources. Now, a major obstacle has been securing agreements with rights holders, as well as with Comcast, Sky, and Virgin Media, which distribute BT's programming in Ireland and the UK, too, the sources told Reuters. Now, live sporting events attract large audiences, and pay TV providers and streaming services are willing to pay a premium to carry games. In the U.S., the NFL signed rights deals with CBS, NBC, Fox, ESPN, and Amazon, collectively worth $100 billion over the next 11 years. DAZN backer and billionaire investor Leon Blafnik sought to capitalize on the enduring popularity of sports, bankrolling a streaming service that would give fans around the world access to live events. DAZN now has 11 million subscribers, according to one person familiar with the matter. BT Sports has around 5 million total viewing households, according to Ender's analysis. The sale would give the telecoms company an infusion of cash at a time when it's investing in the costly rollout of its fiber, broadband, and 5G next generation wireless networks. It would also lift future sports right payments off the books. Like counterparts in the U.S., BT invested in sports programming to attract and retain subscribers, spending millions of pounds on soccer rights in particular to take on market leader Sky. And we'll talk more about that when it comes. Hoy. Okay, we are at 12:20, and I think that was all the media bites. Yeah, that was it for media bites. Let's do the let's do our final segment, then we'll do a little chat of what's been going on with the second coming of G4. You guys, okay. I think we've done the African Cup of Nations. Yes, we did. In basketball, in the Euro League, 2 games. Monaco over Bayern, 83-78. And Barcelona over Anadolu Efes, 82-77. And final score, by the way, Denver Nuggets over the Portland Trailblazers, 140-108. In Swedish hockey, Byrons over Luleå, 3-1. Rogel over Linkopings, 2-1 after overtime, and Backstroh over Farstad, 4-1. And in the second intermission, the Kings over the Penguins, 2-1. And the Rangers over the Sharks 1-0. Czech Republic in the Extraliga was Vitkovice over the Kmeta Brno 6-3. In Finland's hockey league, Tappara over Saipa 4-3. And in penalty shots, it was Kalpa over Ilves 4-3. And in one-day international cricket, Ireland won by 5 wickets. And all the rest of cricket is done when the game sounds. So I got a chance, and I got to say my little piece. You probably saw, usually we would talk about sports in my commentary. Well, tonight, you probably saw on YouTube the meltdown that a G4 host, plural, did. For those of you that don't know or didn't know, we got the news report on it. Okay. Well, if you weren't watching G4 has returned from the dead, although this is not the G4 you would recognize. And I'll explain why. According to G4's X-Play and boosted host Indiana Black, the various instances of pushback and disagreement she has received during her time on the network are not only the result of, quote, sexism in gaming, end quote, but also, as she herself put it, the apparent fact that she is, quote, not as bangable as the previous host, end quotation. Black voiced her thoughts on a recent episode. Let's face it was last night's episode of X-Play during a segment titled The Airing of Gaming Grievances, in which the show's host, Black Gerard, Black Gerard, the completionist, Gerard the completionist Kali, and Corey the Black Hokage Smallwood, and Adam Sessler were given an opportunity to do just that. Though she opened the segment with a minute-long discussion of her particular grievance against Rockstar's seemingly oblivious to introducing new quality content to Red Dead Redemption 2's online mode, Black soon revealed to viewers that she, quote, actually wanted to talk about something so much more important than Red Dead Online, sexism in gaming. Quote, in joining G4, I was ecstatic to be part of something I grew up watching as a child, she began, but every time G4 is brought up in various channels, even in this YouTube channel, we have the chat in front of us. I can see you. Without a doubt, there'll be a backlash because I am not as bangable as the previous host. It has somehow been expected that you could talk about how much you bleeped to a woman as a compliment. It is not a compliment. It's dehumanizing, and it's weird. Women do not exist to be nice on the ice for you. Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn did not exist to be nice on the ice for you, and that's just obvious sexism, Black declared. You don't need to explicitly objectify women or declare that you have women to be sexist. Just go ahead and check out esports broadcaster Thorin's, check out for some spark notes. Thorin's latest meltdown, Twitter for some spark notes. It appears that the catalyst for her tirade may have been criticisms and disagreements she's received in response to her reviews. As the host next moved to address how, here at X-Play, our reviews are written and produced by a team of people. There are too many games for one person to shoulder the burden, so we divide and conquer. So when we use language like we or I, that's the reviewer, that's coming from the mouth and experience of the reviewer reading that review. She confusedly put forth, and that's not to say that Gerard, TBH, Adam, or myself don't contribute to the reviews. We do, but we will always be in varying degrees and take a whole team behind us. That's why we're X-Play and not Adam Play, much to Joyce Sessler, who was shown clapping exaggeratedly from his home studio. Black continued saying, we've done the experiment and controlled for the variables. Adam will read a script written by the same writer. Then I will read the other half of the script but I'll be the one flamed. She then admitted that though it also happens to Gerard and Smallwood, their experiences do not discount the sexism of how it happens to me when it does. Both things can be true, she exclaimed, that there is a general hatred of any change that isn't Adam, and I'll receive special flame just for being a woman, and I wish I could turn the camera around so you can see the incredible team that make X play. Half of our producers and writers are women. Then she said, when you're in our DMs or in those YouTube comments or in Twitch chat right now, those reactionary threads, thinking that I'm somehow ruining your current X play experience because you can't objectify me how you previously did to Morgan, or that I'm somehow less qualified to speak on something, but you can't quite put your finger on why, even though I'm reading the exact same script as Adam, but you have no problem with his part of it. You're letting your unconscious bias ruin my day, and you're gatekeeping the gaming space. So maybe for 2022, we be a bit nicer, a bit more self-reflected, and we enjoy the fact that people are working hard to make free content for you. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace. Well, there's a couple of old proverbs. One is, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And did she get it? Now, let me do a brief explanation. G4, in its old days, was owned by NBC Universal, parent company Comcast, NBC Universal Cable. And it was and this was their description, gamers, geeks, and pop culturists. Okay? That is, and anime fans, their core audience right there. Things were going good. Then someone at NBC Universal decided, guys, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to close you down because we just signed a deal with Hearst Broadcasting. So we're going to change G4 into the Esquire network based on their magazine. Only one problem. While the network started winding down, canceling shows right and left, getting prepared to be switched over, folks at NBC Universal had a change of heart. And instead of G4, they decided to change the Style Network. That's right, E's sister station, the Style Network, or E's sister network, Style, to the Esquire Network. That lasted about, maybe 2-3 months. Actually years, but it was very little watched because it bore too much of a comparison to Spike TV. So what happened to G4? It got shut down. No reason whatsoever. All the favorite shows and all their live stuff were just lost. They were down, they were dead, they were destroyed. So what happens? Some of the people decide that G4 would be better off on Twitch, which wasn't a bad idea. And then somebody decided that G4, after all this time in on Twitch and YouTube and other such things of beauty and insanity, to give G4 another try. But this time, the ownership is a subsidiary of Comcast called Comcast Spectacor. Just who is Comcast Spectacor? It's a sports and entertainment company, division of Comcast, of course, that owns Philadelphia Flyers, among other things, sports related, and G4. There's your history. And, of course, this isn't your grandfather. This isn't, as they say, your grandpa's G4. This is the new G4. It's on the 1100s of your digital cable services. In fact, it's so deep in on Comcast that they're actually online. Their only commercials they got are for gaming computers, gaming chairs, and gaming equipment. No Coke, Pepsi, no Reese's Pieces or anything like that. Now, why do I say this? Well, because Indiana Black and Adam and longtime host Adam Sessler decided to violate the biggest rule in television. Actually, two big rules of television, of cable television especially. The first rule is while you do have freedom of speech, you don't put politics on a network, or you don't talk about politics on a network that's for gamers, geeks, anime people. No, you know. And the biggest violation, and kind of looks like Indiana Black is finding that out very rapidly. Again, uh, what is that old saying about be careful what you, oh yeah, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. And unlike NBC Universal, Comcast Spectacor doesn't like to lose money. Well, you know what I mean. Doesn't like to lose financial stake, if you will. Because since her lovely rant, viewership of the YouTube channel has gone down a buttload. In fact, let's put it this way G4's YouTube channel has lost so many viewers, CNN's jealous. What about on Twitch? Same thing. They gone down. How rough has it been since she made that rant? There's rumors that the return of G4, that the revival of G4 may be short-lived. But we'll just have to wait and see. But if you want to be on television, if you want to be on a network that caters to a certain niche, you got to remember two things. You got to remember who your audience is and what made your network popular. Because let's face it, she got it wrong. Olivia Nunn and the other young lady she spoke of, they proved that yes, brains and beauty can coexist. They're gamers as well. In fact, Olivia Munn was on an episode of Ninja Warrior when it was still the G4 network. And she almost won it. So to the young lady named Indiana Black, let this be a lesson to you. Don't bite the hand that feeds you, especially when that hand is being held by a fan base of gamers, geeks, anime fans, and most of all, consumers. You insult them, you just declared your network DOA. And right now, G4 is on life support. And there's only one way for G4 to survive. And those are the four ways. That's the four pillars: the gamers, the geeks, the anime, the consumers, and the pop culturists. 5. So I think maybe you should have thought better. Think before you speak, because you don't know what effect your words will have. But I think you now do. Because right now, your network, G4, the second coming, could be put out of its misery sooner than later. Okay, wow, we've done it. We're back. The voice is back. And we have done our first return show of Sports Final. Want to remind you, Monday night, 11:35. Yep, I'm taking Mandy's advice because she's the one that called it. She gave it the title, and I just, I didn't get too comfortable with it because I said to myself, I like Sports Final, but there's something about sporty balls that gave me a little chuckle. And she continues to use it. So I thought to myself, why not? We could do it. I'll just download OBS Studio and learn how to run it. And on Monday, or maybe next Monday, we'll put it. Steve's Sporty Balls will debut. Sports Final will be a part of it. We're also going to talk about life and everything else. We're going to have fun with sports, and sports is going to be fun with us. And as Dandelion says, everybody loves sporty balls. Well, let's hope they love mine. Because as always, my sporty balls are never deflated. Well, we're going to have fun with that title, aren't we? Yes, sir. So for right now, enjoy Sports Final because the sporty balls are coming. Ooh, they're coming. They're coming. But thank you, folks, for joining us upon our return. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. And boop, boop, beep, bop, baroop, boop, 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 boop. Hit that button to subscribe. Hit that bell to get notified. I will notify on Facebook. I will notify on Twitter. I will notify on everything else. I am better. I am back. And I was going to say I'm back to normal, but everybody that knows me knows I ain't normal. So we'll see you tomorrow night, 11:35 Eastern. Till then, this has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports. From all of us here at the Fred McLeod Sports Desk, you all have one hell of a beautiful night, a beautiful morning, and for God's sakes, everybody, just remember, be kind to everyone in the world, and the world will be kind to you. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night on the West Coast. Have a great sleepy morning here on the East. And the rest of you, stay warm. Good night. Night, Dandelion. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. And when I learn the rest of the song, I'll sing it. Good night.